I need your attention. If you are participating in the Scholars Bowl, which I hope you are, please report upstairs to Mr. DeRosa in the library. That students and staff that are doing the Scholars
School's
Bowl
over, we still
in the
got
library. Thank you.
What's up, guys? Coach O'Neal, Officer Coordinator here at Schlegel High School. Once again, back at you with another video. Repping one of my guys, signee. He signed today with Washburn U. So, I got to rep the hats for the guys. Just watch them sign today. I like to rep my guys' school. So, anyway, help them get there and so forth and so forth. But anyway, so obviously we're here to talk about the one and only formation that I feel that, well, I don't feel, but at least the film that I watched and from some of the games that I watched this season, this was actually one of the formations that I noticed that they used a lot, especially when they ran no huddle or tempo offense. It basically is a 3-by-1 look, which you have a tight split, which is your split receiver to the single receiver side. All right. Out of this formation, generally, if you watch the games, what you'll see them do, they'll have Tyreek Hill here. All right. And obviously Travis Kelce will be here. So this is the way they used it in their offensive system. Also, in another way, they also had another formation that was similar to this, except they pretty much pushed that split receiver out to a true split alignment. But this, just off of this alone, I'm going to talk about this. I did have a video called Part 1 of the formation on here. Actually didn't delete it, going through the stuff. So, I'm just starting this all over, and I'm going to go through the whole spiel now, and then we can just go from there anyway. So, starters, like I said, guys, like I said in the first video, man, this formation here, I feel it's a great formation to use on a high school level due to the fact that it's beneficial to these two guys, all right? It's beneficial to these guys. Really, honestly, you can say to the backfield, to the running back as well, if you have a stud in the backfield. But for these guys here, we can just put all three. I think it's a very beneficial thing. The reason why it's beneficial here, if you look at the way they used it with Tyreek Hill, this guy here from this position was always your motion guy. He always had him shifts or movement in that fashion. And obviously here with his alignment, it helped easily when it came to blocking interior guys, inside linebackers, or, causing defensive backs or defenders to pretty much pay attention to a 2-on-1 look on that guy just off his alignment alone, creating open grass for anything out here. So I'm basically going to talk about this formation by itself. Like I said, when it comes to the other formation where they pretty much shift the Y out into a true split position, that is something that obviously a normal 3-by-1 look. But just off of this alignment here, I think it's a very good formation to use on a high school level. And the reason why I say this is, like I said before, with the use of your Z receiver and your Y receiver. All right. So obviously your X on the backside of the formation, your X receiver is on the ball, but he's aligned in the number 3 alignment. All right. So he's going to be closer to the line of scrimmage. Your Z is going to be that number 2, that slot guy, and then obviously you have your HIY. So, like I said, the reason why I like this formation and the way you can use this formation in your own offense is beneficial because you can create movement with your Z on. This is a good formation to use if you're a real good, true jet sweep type of guy. Just off the fact that you can jet sweep him across the formation, you can shift him across and align him in a true flanker's position on the play side of the formation. There's a lot of things you can do off this look. So, for starter, I'm just going to talk about a couple of passing plays that I think you guys can use within your own high school system, within the air raid system. Obviously, we all know that Andy Reid is an air raid guy, so these formations benefit air raid guys. So for starters, I'm going to talk about just a couple of passing combinations that I think are very effective, that can be very effective. But most importantly, I want you guys to pay attention to is the amount of space you can create for your skilled guys to make things happen. So I'm gonna go off this. I'm gonna start talking about all slants. All right. So if you think about the all slants, all right, obviously we want our Y, since he's the solo receiver. We want him to run a slant route to the side. All right. Here, you want your X receiver to run a slant, and then you also want your H receiver to run a slant. Now, obviously, if you look at it right now, obviously I haven't put the Z in motion, but if we replace the Z right now, you can see the open grass that you'll have for your quarterback to read and to read and actually throw a high percentage successful pass. All right. So obviously we have our 3 slants routes. Now, this is what happens when these are things you can do to put your guys in space and give them opportunities to make big plays out of small plays. So for starters, just off of this alone, what I would do, and I'm just going to give you my opinion of what I can do or what I would do. And I'm pretty sure, like I said, a lot of you guys, a lot of you coaches all ran all slants before. Some of the concepts I run here are actually good high school concepts that generally all of the coaches run. So it's nothing new under the sun right now. I'm just giving my twist of what I think will be effective. We're using my offensive plays, and maybe you can gain your own ideas, or maybe you take some of my ideas and make it your own. So like I said, for starters here, you have your all slants right here. And what I would do with this situation, the same fashion that you would see the Chiefs when they use Tyreek Hill, I'll put him in a fly motion. Like I said before in a few of my videos, if you saw it once before, my jet motion, I have two types of motions. You have the jet and you have the fly. So jet motion is basically telling my receiver that you are getting the ball. So if I'm jet motioning you across, it's a jet sweep more than likely. Fly motion is the same thing as jet motion, so if you're not getting the ball, it can be a read, or you can just run right into a route. So for this instance here, we're going to put him in a fly motion. And when we fly motion him across, all right, once he get here, we want him to run a 3-yard flat route, all right? So with him running a 3-yard flat route, if you can see off rip, and actually, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the Chiefs actually ran this formation before. But in essence, like I said before, you can actually get this guy here, and what would happen, what should happen at least. And I've thought about ways that, a defense would possibly align to this. But there's numerous ways that a defense can align to this formation. There's numerous ways that this defense can do certain things to pretty much counter whatever we're trying to do with our offenses, things that they can do to kind of stop it. But at the same time, by them trying to stop it, it creates other windows for us to be very successful. So for starters, if you think about it, obviously, at least in my eyes, I would expect the corner to at least sit someone right here. And this is just one way I'm thinking. Obviously, you have a corner here. And then you'll have your nickel back here, all right? And we're just going to go off, let's just say we're just going to do a regular 50 front right now, all right? So we're going to have, obviously, you have an end here, you got a head up nose, your end, your backer, and then just for peep's sakes, we got a backer here, all right? And then you have your free, and then you have your rover, all right? So in essence, this is one way that you can see those guys, a defense kind of line up to this formation. And I'm just going to go over this anyway before I even get into the passing concepts. So this is one way the defense can align to this formation. Another way you may see something like this where they'll move these guys. So normally what you'll see out of this formation, you'll see the safety and that nickel back be the only ones who will maneuver just off the fact that you have a 3-by-1 look to the backside of formation. So like I said, you'll have something like this where they'll push the rover out and leave the nickel back right there. So you have a pretty much a 3-on-3 look here. You can have another sense where they'll have that nickel apex, and they'll have the free playing over top of that number 3. So it's a lot of ways that the defense can pretty much run or align to this formation. But at the same time, like by saying this, it will pretty much put them in a situation where they'll put themselves out of alignment to stop a play. So obviously we're pushing that safety over. Generally what you will see here, they'll probably push that rover towards a little bit closer to the middle of the field in a sense that, they just want to make sure that if anything comes across, they can help. But since it's a one-on-one here, you can also have a little help on this side, on the play side as well. So this is basically, at least from my knowledge, and at least from playing with the formation and doing stuff out of my offense, it really affects these two guys. This formation affects these two guys here, all right? It can affect your slot defenders, but more importantly, it affects these two guys here because either way it's aligned, either you're going to push your safety in and push one out. You're not going to have them both on the hash and playing on the hash because, in essence, if you do that, then you're putting your free safety on a crutch to that backside. All right, so I'll just leave it in this alignment here just because I want to, and we'll go now. So like I said, we have all slants here. All right, obviously you have your H and your X running backside slants. You have your wide receiver running a slant to the play side. Initially, what will happen from here, now this will create opening because what you will end up seeing will happen. Excuse me, I have some baseball players coming in, so excuse the noise. But what you'll end up seeing happening versus this formation, obviously with the Z receiver, with the wide receiver being by itself to the field, I'm expecting that corner to watch him. I'm expecting that corner to open his hips towards that slant route and take that slant away. Now, if he takes that slant route away, what will happen? You will have nothing but grass for your open receiver. All right, you'll have nothing but grass for your open receiver to run the flat route, and he'll end up being wide open. Now, in essence, obviously, with the snap of the ball, with the snap of the ball, the center is going to have to do. He's going to have to make a movement. He's not just going to sit there. He's not just going to buzz his feet. So he's going to have to make some movement. But with him making that movement, either way, we're still getting grass to this field. We're still getting the quarterback an easy check where he can just drop back, turn, throw the flat route if it's there. Obviously, if you don't want to do that, say you want to do something, if you want to put your running back in the formation. And this way you can get a 3-by-1 look. This is another play that I kind of variated off of the original slant with the fly motion. But you can also put your wide receiver, your Z receiver into a fly motion. And this is something, like I said, this is something I created on my own. But you put him in a fly motion, and you can have him run pretty much a vertical route. All right. So obviously, with him running that vertical route, that occupies that corner and that safety, but we're also taking away those backers because those backers have to play defense. All right. Those backers have to pretty much honor that inside slant route that's coming. Now, with your Z receiver running that vertical route, by him running that fly motion across, it's giving him opportunity to be full speed by the time he gets to that sideline, creating an issue for him to have to really rush to get to that play, to get to that side of the field. But another thing you can do off of this play alone, you can put your running back into a route as well. So obviously you're flying your guy across, he's going vertical. We can easily replace him and have a number 3 with the running back right now. Now, as you can see, we have our triangle spacing concept. You have the slant, you have the go, and you have the flat route. Now, you can do it however you want. If you want to do high-low, you can do high-low. You can do low to high. It really doesn't matter. But you have a 3-man concept that's pressuring these guys. Now, obviously, generally what you might see this backer run with that running back if he's not put on an alignment to blitz, or you might see this guy is occupied for that running back. And if he is, coaches, you literally off of this play right here, you kind of in a sense created a pick play without creating a pick play because he's really running a true slant route. But that's going to be a lot of cluster for that linebacker to get through in order to get right here if he's playing man. Obviously, like I said before, the guy's bailing, that cornerback going to bail because he has a hard, fast fly motion to a vertical route coming at him right now. So he has to move instantly. All right. So this is just one play off the slant route, or 2 plays, honestly, off the slant route that you the slant concept that you can use to pretty much get your guys in open space, get your running back in open space, get your Z receiver or your fastest athlete into open space and allow him to get the ball and make some plays instantly. All right. So this is just one formation. Another formation, which is basically, this is something that the Chiefs actually did run. I want to say they ran it in the Super Bowl. If it wasn't the Super Bowl, it was really one of the playoff games. All right. So this is actually one of the plays, and it's all verts or all go, if you want to call it that. So what they did was, and if I'm not mistaken, the safety was here. And I'm just gonna copy that play just because I feel like it was a great concept. It was a great all-verse concept, especially with the tag and the motion to it. And at the same time, it puts those safeties, like I said, it puts those safeties in a bind, all right? So initially what the Chiefs did, and I want to say this was versus the Titans. I'm not 100% sure. If you're a Chiefs fan, I'm not, like I said, I don't watch the Chiefs like that. I just keep up with good offensive plays. You know, I watch offensive plays and stuff like that, see if I can learn things. So, but like I said, I want to say that it was, I know for sure versus a playoff team. They were in the playoff. But anyway, what happened was you had all verts here. And this, like I said, you could do this in high school and you can tweak it a little bit. So you have all verts here. Make sure you tell your wide receiver to get at the bottom of the numbers. Just like I taught, like I preached in my first video when I discussed the all verts and why I want them at the bottom of the numbers. All right. Your X receiver, since he's the number 3, all right, since he's number 3, and generally in my offense, the number 3 runs the pipe route on all goals. But because we're zenning, and I call my motion zen, but because we're zenning that Z receiver inside of this X, he's going to be initially the number 3. So what we'll do is, like I said, he's going to run the seam. He's going to run right up the seams, and then your H receiver is going to run at the bottom of the numbers as well. So here's your 3 verts right here. Now, here's the beautiful thing about this formation and about using motions that I give kudos to Andy Reid on, especially with Tyreek Hill and getting him into open space to make things happen. So what he did with this play was, like I said, he zenned him in. So it's just zen motion in here where he got inside of that X receiver. And now, initially what happens here, that rover receiver was playing in the middle field when this happened. But what happened was The Z ran the pipe route, and he ran directly at that safety. All right. So, and generally in my all goes, you're gonna run to the sideline and run to the other opposite hash and run up the hash. But this is the same concept. You're occupying that safety. So he ran up that safety. All right. And what that ended up doing was, I want to say this safety, if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember the play off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure this safety ran inside with that pipe route, and that left a one-on-one. And even though I ran this guy inside, I told this guy pretty much put the route inside. He really had an outside release. So it was something in the fashion like this. But when they ran this concept, what happened was this guy right here turned his hips to the sideline. That nickelback turned his hip to the sideline, and you had a one-on-one matchup here with all grass, just because this safety took Tyreek Hill and gave you all grass for a clean touchdown pass. And I know they scored a touchdown on this, why I drew this play up. But this is one way, like I said, that they use this formation, especially with motioning that Z receiver to get into open grass. All right. So this is one way that they did this, and this is especially out for all goals. All right. Another concept that you can use that's especially out of my playbook is my smash concept. And obviously, the way I run smash, I don't run the traditional. Smash concept where you have hitches and corners. I actually run snag routes instead of hitches. So if you want to look at it, so this is what will happen. I'm going to drop the key routes first, and then I'm going to put the motion man in the mix. All right. So if you're looking at it here, this guy right here, your H receiver will be running that snag route. All right. Your X receiver is running the corner. This receiver right here, your wide receiver play side, will be running the corner route. And obviously, if you watch my last few videos, you understand that I teach my guys, if you're running the corner route, if they're over top, you're going to bend it. It's just going to be like a speed out in a sense. If they're playing right with you, then you're going to run that route as crisp as you can. So you have it here. So this is the smash concept right here. Now, what you're going to do now, like I said, if you're a jet guy, if you're a jet sweep guy, which I am, I'm really am a jet sweep guy, you can put this guy into a motion, all right, fly motion. And now you can do the same concept as you did before, where you still have a high-low concept look here, all right? But the only difference here is now, obviously, with this guy here, that corner is probably going to run with him along with the safety over top, and that's going to leave you grass here to throw a quick dump down to the running back if you like. Or if something was to happen where the corner sees it coming and he sits and plays this, well, now that puts that safety in a bind due to the fact that now he has to go haul ass from point A and try to get to that route and try to cover that route as fast as he can, because he has no underneath help, because this guy took that corner, that flat route away. All right. So, like I said, this is one way that you can run the concept, smash concept, or at least one way I would run the smash concept out of my own formation, just by utilizing that fly motion. All right. Another deal you can do. Say you want to just window dress or something. You just want to run a true 2x2
Ms.
look.
McElvain, please call 7512. Ms. McElvain.
Say you want to run a 2x2 look of the smash concept out of this formation. Well, same thing. You still move that Z around. The Z is the most important person on this formation, just because he's the moving guy. So like I said, you can shift this guy over, have him run flanker to the backside. All right. And this is going to force your defense to adjust to this shift and have him run the traditional smash concept. Another thing you can do, and say you want to pressure the backside. Say you like the matchup you have backside here, and you want to put more pressure to the backside and create this one-on-one, or leave the Y in the back, the play side, to have a two-man concept read. Well, another thing you can do here with this Z receiver, and the Chiefs actually done this in their they actually did in the playoffs or in the Super Bowl, where you motion the Z across into the backfield and he goes into triple man, like a triple option type of deal, or runs a swing route. Well, with mine, I can do all those things, but what I like to do, I like to call, I'm not giving you what I call this, but basically I'm going to shift him to the backfield, where he gets in the backfield with the running back like so. All right, and now he can run a swing route. He can run a flat route. Hell, if you want to get real nasty with it, you can even have him run a vertical out of the backfield. And either with those three concepts, you still putting pressure on this guy, and you're going to potentially pressure this guy if you go vertical. All right. So if you want to look at it, now obviously we understand the flat routes already, so I don't have to go over that. But let's say we just want to look at this vertical route right now. Now, if you look at this concept, I want to say that the LSU Tigers actually ran something similar to this. Only difference, I believe, the running back ended up running the corner route, and that slot receiver took care of that safety. But it's the same combination of concepts that they ran at LSU. You still have your smash concept. You still have somebody who's threatening and having that safety to force his eyes to look at it. But also, if he do not force his eyes to that back and his eyes wander somewhere, well, now you have a running back wide open going up the sidelines, going up the seam, so this is just another way you can use that Z receiver in this type of offense or this type of formation. All right. So the big thing about this formation is obviously it's a 3-by-1 look, but you can motion your guy across and make it a 2-by-2. You can make it a two back set. You can do a lot of great things out of this formation, and you're mainly keen on this guy right here. All right, this guy right here is the guy this offense is designed for this. This formation is basically designed for this guy to get into open space and make things happen if you choose so. But you can also put your B back in the mix and have him running routes out of the backfield. And another concept that you can also use along with running the football, due to the fact of this guy's alignment. And I know this for the fact it was one that I think it was a play that the Chiefs actually ran this year. It was in the regular season. Okay, I don't know what game. Like I said, guys, I'm not a real Chiefs fan, so I don't know what game it was, but I do remember great plays. So it was one play.
Otherwise, I need her sponsor to please call 7500 Imra Moore.
It was one play where pretty much they ran a jet sweep. All right, and like I said, you can run the same deal. You can run the same deal with this. All right, obviously you can have this guy take the inside backer if there's no back right here. I'm just drawing it up just because I'm not worried about the defense right now. I just want to show you guys this play. But you can run jet sweep off of this and still have numbers to the field coming from the backside, just off the fact that he runs jet sweep. And now you have a lead blocker here, all right, who's pretty much going to take care of the corner. He's going to collide everything. Your wide receiver should collide everything inside, cluttering all that up, right, giving you the clean edge for your guy to get the ball and take off down the sideline. Now, coaches one-on-one when it comes to jet sweep, I don't know how you guys do it. I was taught when I was an athlete that, the quarterback generally just hands you the ball, which that does work. Me personally, I prefer tossing the ball in front of the receiver. Why? A lot of coaches pretty much already know. For those of you who don't, if you have your quarterback toss the jet sweep to the guy, and he drops the ball, incomplete pass. No fumble, none of that. If you were to pertain to if he's handing the ball off and something happens, it's a fumble automatically. So this eliminates any type of bad play happens and say a ref tries to screw you over and say that's a fumble. No, sir. He tossed the ball in front of the guy. He dropped it. That's an incomplete pass. And it's a full pass. So it should be nothing there. So it keeps you by doing it that way, it allows you to not put your team in a situation where bad things can happen. All right. So that's just one way that I just wanted to throw it out, just how they use the jet sweep. But like I said, guys, just off this formation alone, man, I think this will be a great formation to use for high school guys, just because you're still running your triple option scheme, all right, or your speed option, your jet sweep scheme, excuse me. You also can still run any type of air raid type concept out of this formation. You can easily run from a 3-by-1 look to a 2-by-2 look. You can even go from a 2-by-2 look to you can have a two running backs in the backfield. It's a lot of things you can do off of this formation by moving this guy around. And this is part of the reason why I wanted to create this video, to kind of give you guys just a couple of insights, give you guys a little idea of what you can do if you wanted to use this formation. Like I said, when I watched these guys, I saw these guys run this formation this season a few times. I don't know what game it was, but when I saw it, I was like, man, it's just a beautiful concept. It's a beautiful formation to run just because it pretty much pressures this side of the field. It pressures that play side of the field. And if you don't align right, if you don't line your personnel right defensively to this formation, it can gash you in a major way. And it can still hit you however it wants vertically. It can hit you in the run game. Obviously, I didn't go over any run concepts because coaches, like I said, it's spread. You can run inside zone. If you're a man guy like me, you can run ISO. You can run a lot of things running game-wise out of this formation. Me personally, I would say if you want to run like power scheme, anything like that, you can have your QB powers. You can have QB runs. You can add a lot of things to this formation that will make you so effective and so fast, just off the fact that all the combinations and all the concepts that you want to run fits this formation off rip. All right. So, like I said, coaches, this is just something I just wanted to throw out because man, it was on my head, and generally how I am, man. When it's on my mind, I got to get it on the board. I got to get it out to you guys because my deal is, obviously I'm not no Madden guru or I'm not no football guru idiot, anything like that. But I am a guy who understands offensive play when it comes to football. I understand football down to the T. Football is my life, and so I do these things for you guys. Hopefully, you guys can, it click in your head and you think of something and you create your own play off of this formation. Or you create a whole different concept off of this formation. But just by me putting it out there to you guys, man, that's what it's all about to me because we're growing as coaches around the nation. So, anyways, guys, this is just my spiel on this formation, man. Obviously, like I said before, I made a part 1 to this, but ended up deleting the part 1 as I was making this video. Wasn't really paying attention to it, so I kind of dropped the ball on that rushing. But like I said, man, I just wanted to get this out to you guys. So, like always, man, if you guys ever want to talk ball with me or want to be a part of the show, contact me on Twitter at Coach0223. And lastly, not least, I like to do this promotion for Coach Alexander. So, Coach, you can look him up on Twitter. It's Coach Savers with an S at the end. Coach Savers. All right, and he has a website that basically designs call sheets, wristbands, from organization with bench press, data, stuff like that. He has a software that pretty much cuts the time for you having to make that, and it's already there for you. I plan on putting him on the show sometime soon where I can know how to configure it and add guys in so he can actually show his product himself. But if you're a coach like me who wants to be organized, who like being organized, man, I think it's worth the pay, paying for that software and having all that information there for you because it kills time, kills the time that you're doing to make that software. It kills that time and allows you to do something else. And like I said, I'm a very big organizational guy. I was taught by a lot of coaching that football, you have to be organized. So why not have a software that's there for you, that's thinking, or have a coach who creates something that's pretty much thought the same mindset that you have when it comes to organization and stuff like that. So contact Coach Savers on Twitter at Coach Savers. All right. And his website again is coachingtimesaver.com. coachingtimesaver.com. Check out that website, guys. Man, I swear it's great product. I personally might use it if I don't like what I'm doing with my own stuff, because like you said, I do this on my own as well. But it's a great product for you guys who want to just kill time and take time away from doing that, and you can put that time towards something else. Maybe your guys, maybe game planning, stuff like that. You would already have this ready. So, like I said, guys, if nobody ever told you, let me be the first to tell you, you guys are awesome. Keep being fucking awesome. Keep coaching guys. Keep inspiring guys, man. And as always, man, I wish you guys the best. Hope you guys have a great little day. My day's been great. Like I said, I went to go see one of my last kids sign. He transferred to another high school before after playing for me. So got my little signing day hat to he secured the bag. He pretty much wrote off his contract, if you want to call it that, and he's getting ready to begin training and stuff like that to prepare for Washburn. So it's a great day for me, man. All my guys are signed. All my guys are D2 at higher signed. Man, it was just a lot of work that I put into getting those guys that attention, a lot of work those guys put into on the field, as well as talking to these coaches. Man, I just feel good today. So, like I said, man, if you ever want to talk ball, if you ever want to talk to me about anything, recruiting, how I got my guys recruited, football, offense, organization, anything in that fashion, man, contact me on Twitter at Coach0223. And like I said, if you want to be a part of the show, contact me on Twitter. I'm always willing, and I want guys to be a part of this because I want us to expand our knowledge and give it out to the world. So, at the end of the day, man, it's, like I said, if nobody ever told you guys, I'm going to be the first to tell you, awesome. Keep being fucking awesome. Coach O'Neal out.